why did Brazil ruin dating in America for me?
Brazil didn't ruin dating in America for you. You ruined dating in America. And now you're going to Brazil to go ruin it for the girls out there. I feel so sorry for them. You're not even realizing that you're going to a different country to go oppress the women over there because they're interested in an American man and you're taking complete advantage of that. I don't have to give them anything. They took the bus to come and see me. They look like high-end prostitutes. Like, what? Is that a flex? Is that what you're gonna flex? Then you're having sex with the girls out there, coming back here having some more sex and going back out there to have some more sex. Oh, we know what you're about to do to them next. You're not hurting anybody here except for those Brazilian women because it all sounds so familiar. But we're not dealing with it anymore. But somebody got to deal with it, huh? Somebody got to deal with your bullshit. Why don't you just become a better guy? Why don't you just do better? Why don't you just court girls properly? Why don't you buy girls things? Oh, too broke? You got to fly somewhere else so that you don't have to give girls anything and still have sex with them?
So, ladies and gentlemen, this right here is the one. I repeat, this one right here is the one for me. All right. So, shout out to my big brother O'Shea for covering this particular conflict that has been long-standing in the community, but now the energy seems to be directed completely towards the young man whose viral video we covered about a couple of days ago, maybe a week or so ago. I think it's Austin Holleman, who made the video about why men should completely stop dating women in the West, right? So we have somebody who has something to say about what he said, right? Or more specifically about a video as to why going to Brazil destroyed dating in America for him. And this young lady came full force one time with all of the energy, with all of the naysayer comments that we seem to get as men who travel on a consistent basis. But one thing that she said that stood out to me, which let me further know she don't really know much about my brother right here. And unless I'm reading this wrong, please correct me if I am wrong. I believe she said, oh, so you're going to go to Brazil, you're going to have sex with the women there, come back to the United States, have some sex, and then go back over there and have sex again. Oh, look at you. Pause. Right there. That's where I got to call the timeout. Because had she seen the video about why we ain't dating in the West anymore, or more specifically as to him particularly saying, look, I'd rather just not have sex at all, and I'm likely not having sex and or dealing with women in the West at all, and just saving it all for me to be able to go back to, you know, more specifically, it looks like Brazil is his place of choice to do that. So basically, she's saying he gonna be having sex in the U.S., and I just don't see that happening. I don't really think that he cares to do that right now. And you know, what's honest is he don't look like a brother that's struggling, right? I think where the common misconception is when it comes to brothers who travel, and I keep saying this all the time, I really don't believe that a lot of them who travel are broke. Some of them who travel are broke. Let's keep it real. Let's call a spade a spade. But the majority of the brothers who travel, they're not really broke. They're in good industries. They're probably highly intelligent. They probably have hella resources. They would just rather not spend those resources on you. Because all you're talking about is, oh, if you want to get girls in the West, why don't you spend money on them? Oh, you can't because you're broke. Pause for a second. So you mean to tell me that if I want women to respond to me or to like me, I got to spend money on them? That's pretty much the only way this is ever going to work, right? You can't just like me for me and my personality. Nah, motherfucker, if you ain't got 6 figures, I ain't fucking with you. Just because a brother doesn't clear 6 figures don't mean that he don't have money. I'm just trying to figure this whole thing out so that you can explain it to me. Because when I watch these videos, it's laughable at best, right? And that aggressive energy, I talk about it in a lot of my videos. I kind of feel like that's not what's going to keep men dealing with you. And this particular young lady, she's kind of a little different than probably the other young ladies we've talked about in the past, wherein, you know, her shaming tactics come from along the lines of she don't look like she trying to rock with nobody, period, right? She looks like she's trying to be the quintessential essence of what a modern day woman is. Zero commitment, fucking around with a lot of dudes and all of that stuff. So I'm trying to figure out, how could we even take her seriously? How can we take you seriously when you're yourself are not in it to be with somebody long term. Again, like I said, everybody deserves to live their best lives. I can't shit on you for what you choose to do with your life. 100. Do what makes you happy, but how can you shit on him for what he chooses to do, whether it be going back and forth between Brazil, the United States, or wherever he chooses to travel, when you yourself come off as a young lady who doesn't even look like she's even remotely looking for a relationship, looking for a good man. You're just looking for somebody to spend money on. You. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we talk about the resources. Why would I want to spend my resources on somebody like you when my resources go far in places abroad? You feel me? When my resources go further abroad for me, why would I waste all of that on just you? A particular young lady like you, wherein you're trying to educate these young modern women that they don't need a man, that they don't need nobody, they don't need this, they don't need that, they don't. Okay, all right. If that's the case, here's what I ask. This is really what I ask, and this is what I think about all the time. If you don't give a fuck about what men do, especially when it comes to traveling abroad, A, why do you make videos about it? And B, why does it seem to hurt you so bad? Or why do you feel as though you have to respond to what he's talking about? You know what I'm saying? If it don't hurt you and it doesn't pertain to you, he ain't talking to you or any of that shit, why does it hurt you so damn bad that you gotta say something about it? That's the only thing I ask. You'd be like, oh, we don't give a fuck about you. Yeah, you broke this, you all this. Right, the same shit you hear all the time. But why does it bother them so bad? Why does it irk the shit out of them so bad that they have to say something? I mean, is it the emotions? Is it just getting to you because you're realizing that whatever little power shift you thought you had, whatever little, oh, I'm not gonna give him the pussy, excuse me. Let me try to keep it clean. I'm not gonna give him the poo-non, I'm not gonna give him the goodies. You think that actually hurts us now? Like, what? You actually think we're hurt by that? That you don't want to give it to us anymore? Oh my God. What is my life gonna be like now that these women in the Western world don't want to hook up with me anymore? They don't want to give up the goodies to me anymore. Are you mad because that's no longer that power dynamic and that power shift that you thought you had is fucking virtually useless? I guess I'm trying to figure out why they be so mad. That's just me. But I do believe wholeheartedly they're pissed because that is no longer something they can hold against men. Oh, you want to just, hold off on sex and shit? I'll just go deal with somebody who I know will give up the goods. I mean, somebody who I know will respect me, do what I need to do, handle my business, and who will gladly be willing participants in said sexual activities, if that's the way you want to look at it. Like, I guess that's the reason why they're mad, because you can try to shame all you want to, you can try to insult us all you want to, you can try to say the shit that you want to, but technically it goes in one ear and out the other, even if it touches the ears of the men who travel. The passport brethren, the black men who travel, the men in general who travel, that shit does not faze us anymore. As a matter of fact, it's laughable at best. It's now starting to become a running joke in the community, if you ask me. It's a fucking joke. Y'all over here trying to clown so bad, but y'all really don't see how bad you look as a result, right? You're trying to act like you're hard. You're trying to act like you're better than. You're trying to act like any man who travels is broke. He can't get women and all of this stuff. But yet and still, what does that say about you when it seems that men are trying to basically run the fuck away from y'all? That's what I'm trying to say. It looks like men are literally running away from women in the West. What does it say about y'all? With all due respect, I got nothing but love, and there are some quality women in the West, right? I'll never shit on that at all. Very few, but there are quality women in the West. And most of the quality women in the West probably came from, backgrounds and things where the mother and the father were both head of the household, or they come from countries wherein they haven't allowed themselves to be saturated, watered down by the Western ways, or basically influenced. And the shaming and all the insults come from the fact that they see us running away. And they're like, well, damn, if they're running away and giving the resources to other women instead of giving it to me, where am I going to be? What am I going to do? And of course, there are always going to be some guys out there in the West that are going to fuck with you. 100%. And there's always going to be some guys in the West that are going to probably have the same naysayer comments that women have about men who travel. I think that's funny, but they're there too. That community exists as well. But for me, I kind of feel like the more they talk, the more the movement starts to make sense. The more black men travel, the more there's nothing over my passport. You know, shout out to Brazil, yes, for that particular acronym. You know, the more you're gonna see it. So for me, I just want to see them keep it coming. I like it. I enjoy it. I think y'all enjoy it too. And if you guys enjoyed this video, you already know what to do. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you guys enjoyed this video a little bit more than normal, and you want to put a couple dollars on the Good Docs books, you can do so by thank you button, Cash App, PayPal, all the above, right? We appreciate you for locking in, man. It's time for the Good Doc to go and get the getting. Y'all take care. Y'all stay blessed, man. Doc is out. Peace.